Hey guys, I just completed the new access file for the entry point side. I want to go through some of the new features and how to make entries into the system because a couple of things have changed. So the first thing is that when you open the file, you should see the screen. It's a little bit different in that we're going to have two combo boxes now, and you see that there's no menu. The system just hides the menu because we don't really nobody would really need to access it for anything. But if you want to see it, you can just click on this and to view all the objects here. So a couple things I changed is that I made the option to see important tables. So these are the most important tables in the whole system. And instead of having to dig through here to figure out which ones they are, I have them all set up here. So if you just go into like gas statements and say, okay, I want to see this really quick, then you can just pull it up that way. And I'll show you all the gas statements that we have in the system. Same thing for like a gauge report. You can just click on show, and then you'll get all the gauge reports as well. So that's just a little added feature to kind of make things easier to see data. So when we need to make entries in the system, we go to the applications and click on the production entry main, and it'll bring you to the same screen we saw before. So I made an API that basically applies kind of a three-object approach to viewing, editing, inputting, and removing entries for all the different, basically for all these different tables. So let me run through one example, and I'll show you how it works. You can start, I guess, with the least complicated one, or the second to most complicated one, which would be the gauge reports. So if you want to see the data, you just click on under action. You want to click on grid and click the wand, and it'll pull up all the data under the gauge report. You can make it bigger by going to subform. I like to have it a little bit bigger when I see the data. And you can view all the data here. Now in this view, you can't change anything. You can't change any records. You can't delete any records. It's just for viewing, and you can filter, and you can see what's currently in the system for any of these options here. So if I wanted to, let's say that we're going to make a single entry into the system. So if you want to just make a couple entries, you don't want to use the template form, then under action, click on form. And if you click on the wand, then you can go here and say, okay, now we're going to make up just a dummy record right now for 1/2013 for Think ID 101. We'll say 1 feet 1 inches, and we'll mark that this is the test. So since you can see that there are some grayed out fields here, these are all calculated fields. And the reason why they're in there is because what you see here, this object is this object here transposed. So it's really the cleanest way to do it, because I don't have to create a whole new object. I just use what's on the grid, and I pull it out and link it into a form. And then I block these out so that when you add it, so when you click on test dictionary, it will automatically bring all these other fields in for you. And it'll find the dictionary code, the BPI, and it'll automatically calculate your inchel and your gauge barrels, and your timestamp, and then also a new primary key for a new record. So at this point, you basically just made a new entry into the gauge table, and all you have to do is just click on the next arrow, and it puts it in there for you. So now if I want to go back and see this entry, I can go back and click on grid and sort my timestamp by the newest, and I can see here, this is the one that I just entered. And if I scroll over, then I can see this is my test one that I just did. Now let's say, for instance, that I put an entry in, and then I messed up the feet, and really this is supposed to be 2 feet and not 1 feet. Then what I can do is I can click here on this record, make sure you highlight the record, and if you click on the pencil, then it will put that record back into your form, into your single entry form to do an edit on it. So I can just change this feet to 2 feet, 2 feet, and then click on test dictionary, and you'll see that it automatically updated the gauge barrel. So if I change it to like 3 feet, you'll see here these gauge barrels will update automatically. And then you just, again, click the record, or the arrow here, and it will update it in the system for you. And you can see here, it's already been updated to 3 feet. So now let's say that maybe I don't want this record in here at all, and I want to get rid of it. Instead of clicking here and delete record, you just need to click on this. This icon is to open the grid into a table form. So by clicking this, then you get the table form of whatever source is currently inside the grid. And then you can just, this is the record we just had. I know because I put test in the comments. And then I can just right click and hit delete. And it's that simple. And then you'll even see on the grid, it'll show deleted, but just hit refresh. And then you can see it takes it out. So that's the method for doing single entries and editing and deleting. So now let's say we have a bunch of gauge records that we want to put into the system in a template form. So we just need to click on template, and this will give you the template format here. And you can just right click, copy, and I've actually put it here. You can see again, it's the same thing. So here, that's actually already done. So, okay, so now like this, say this is my template data, then again, same thing. You just copy paste. If there's any decimals here, again, you could have some problems doing the copy paste, but you just need to sort them so that there's no decimals in the first row. And then make sure I have tests here so I can delete them. And then from here, you can see we get our test dictionary button right here, and you click on it, and it'll automatically find the dictionary code for you for this corresponding take ID and date. And all you have to do is click on add data, and it will put it into the system. Now, let's say you want to reset this. You can always click on this wand as many times as you want, and it'll reset it. It'll take the code out and change this back to test dictionary. So for whatever reason, you have something here that doesn't have a dictionary to it. So say we change this to 2010. Oh no, not good. Okay. So let's say that we change this to 2010, and then we go to test dictionary, and you can see it didn't pull the code out. So it'll tell you that there's a null dictionary code in that system. And I actually just found something really quick that I can fix. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, that shouldn't be there. So the thing is, when I made the dictionaries, we made new elements in the dictionary, so there are still some leftover, there's some old dictionary tables that are still, well, they got removed, but then I guess I forgot to change this one to the new one. So if you get that error, just let me know. Sorry. Okay, so back to what we were doing before gauge reports. And our template should still be intact though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now you see we don't get that error anymore. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, if you get that weird error, again with like the little squiggly line, then let me know. It's basically because in the old version, we had a bunch of old data element or dictionary elements that we were linking into these dropdowns. And then when we redid the dictionary, we have new ones, and I brought the new ones in and deleted the old ones. But I guess there was one, in that case, it didn't get changed. But I did go through all the rest of them, and they should be changed. And so I'm actually kind of surprised, because I did go through and try to do that. Because like if you go here, yeah, most of them should be changed. So just let me know if you see that. But anyway, so if we go back to the gauge template, and like let's say that this is going to be good. Like we get the green button. Now at this point, you just click on add data, and it says gauge records added. And then you can go back to your grid here. And again, sort by new, and you can see all those new entries were put into the system. Again, I'm going to delete this really quick because obviously these are just test ones. Okay. So, but all the different production entry points are based on that. For every one of these now, like the oil statements, they all have their own 3-tier kind of system where you can do a form, you can do a template, and you can do whatever you want. So like, for instance, like the oil statement, so it's automatically going to give you a green button because there's no calculations that we do when we input data for oil statements. So again, we can make the subform bigger if we need to. If you wanted to edit anything here, like let's say I want to edit this one, again, just click on the pencil and it'll automatically bring it in for you. For some reason, we're missing a ticket and tank on this record, so there's might be some quality checks we should do on these tables because I haven't looked at the data too closely. But it's all there to see, and all the data matches the last V28 version that we had. So that's pretty much it. Right now, all those are good. All these entries are good to go. We can start putting data in right now. The only part that I need to work on now is the production report a little bit more. Even though we have this, so if you go to the main screen, go to import reports and click on production report, and this is everything. So all those entries we make for gauge and run, they come out on this end based on our dictionary profiles that we made for all the different production units and well names and lease IDs and so forth. This is working. However, I need a couple more days to try to improve this some more, just because it's very tricky. Like when you put data into the system, and then you need to find a dictionary code, and then you need to do calculations, and then you have to go into the run ticket table and find an approximate date that would match a loss of production that would correspond to the gauge report. Even though that method and that path are done in the system, those functions are completed, they're not working really well in sync with each other right now. Partially because it's not built out enough, but then also because there are some weird. Well, we do have a few problems in the gauge reports that we'll need to, or I'll need to actually look at and reconcile. All these ones say no run tickets here. This is just data that doesn't exist. So the system kicked these out, and right now, like the system, even though all those different functions are there, the system doesn't really know how to handle these ones yet. So that's kind of my next challenge that I need to figure out, like how do we organize these in a way so that we can, that we don't have to go like line by line to reconcile, but instead like almost like we need kind of a reconciliation report that will be easier to correct these errors here. But then also, like if you change something in the gauge report, that needs to automatically be updated in the system as well on the production side, like on the production reporting side, which right now that connection is not firing, just because I haven't figured out how to organize that in the function itself. But the good news is that it's all there, it's all connected now. It's just a matter of trying to figure out how the workflow in the system should be, so to speak. And that's it for now. And then after that, after we get the production report reporting data correctly, then I'll start working on the dictionary viewer, specifically like the maintenance side of the dictionary that will have to be, they'll have to be updated periodically. So, and again, right now we don't have a real good streamlined way of doing that. Even though the functionality is there now, it's like making it more streamlined. So please, if you guys can start putting data into the production entry part, and let me know how it goes. It'd be really helpful, because you guys will probably find things that I don't find, just weird things that may be a little bit awkward in the system, and I can fix those. But the good news is that we can start entering data into the access file, and then I can work on the back end part of making the reporting really work very well. While David or whomever is putting data into the file, because all I would need at the end of the day is I'll check it out and then just dump my function module into the system, and it will start working as soon as I get that part done. So I've already posted this one on the site, and if we go to here. Okay, and so also I cleaned this up a little bit. I hope this is okay. I don't know if you guys don't like it, let me know, and we can change it. But I just moved all the old Access backups to this folder, so it's a little bit cleaner. But the new file is here. So I don't know if we want to start using the checkout method, which is probably a good idea. Although I need to watch some videos on how that works, because I'm not even sure myself. But in any event, please start putting it's ready to start using for data entry purposes. And then just let me know if there's any questions or anything, and I'll be here. I can help if you guys run into any problems. All right, thanks.